Well, I just installed a new sissy bar on my bike. The other sissy bar went up to about just the top of the seat, like right about there. And when I got this one, I had to get side plates with it again because the mounting on mine, the side plates were on the inside of the strut right here. They're on the inside. These are on the outside because this is an 8-inch wide versus the 7-inch wide. I don't know what they said to put this cap on here like this. I guess you can shorten the bolt up, leave that off, but maybe I'll do that later. But I also thought that could be something where if I tie something down, it could be, you know, if it's tight, it could be on this too somehow, you know, a hook or something, maybe. I don't know. Just left that alone for now. But I had to get the side plates, and when I installed the original sissy bar, which is a little more narrow and much less high, that was put in the 1990. This is an 89 Sportster. All right, so we got an 89 Sportster here. And I put it in 1990 with Loctite, and there was only like 3 bolts to get out. This one mounts with 2 bolts, 1 and 2 right here. These two, 1, 2. The other one had to go through the bolt for the light, so it was 1, 2, 3. But you know, you think it's simple, but when stuff has been on there over 30-something years with Loctite, and the only way I can get in there was an open-end wrench, and you got to lift the wheel up. I mean, to lift the bike up so you get some room under the fender to get the wrench. It's simple, but it's more time-consuming than you think, just like everything else. When I mounted this, I had to shorten the screws on a little bit, put some Loctite blue on it. It's a standard live-to-ride Eagle, so, you know, nothing special, but it looks a lot better having that Eagle on there just in a plain sissy bar. I like it, just it's only for looks, but I do like it a lot. The thing is, I got the higher sissy, the one, I didn't want to get a really high sissy bar, which they are very good for, like, if you want to put a lot of stuff on your bike, like you want to put a big backpack on it, sleeping bag and everything. But when you swing your leg over, you bump, you know, your foot hits that sissy bar, unless you swing your leg over a different way. It's a pain. So that's why that's why initially back in 1990, this is 89 again, I got the low one that only goes up to there. So I swing my leg over. I still had a way to attach a backpack to the back seat. Well, now I got a little more room to attach stuff to, so I could put a much higher pack on this, maybe like up to here, you know, right up to, I don't know, say up to about that, and have it attached to over down here and stuff, because I'm trying not to spend as much money, trying to do some things to make the bike more versatile, because one of the biggest problems you got with a bike is, like, you don't really have too much room to put stuff on, and these saddlebags are mostly full with, like, rain gear, extra oil, some tools, extra headlight, stuff like that. Actually, I repaired this saddlebag. You probably don't even notice it much. That's a repair. I used an old belt that was starting to split. It didn't break all the way through. I used an old belt, some polyester, real thick outdoor cord, and sewed it up behind there. A thick leather belt, so it's all reinforced and stuff. Keep that so it doesn't fall off when I'm riding or something. You can see it's starting to. That's nothing right there. These saddlebags have been on here for 33, 34 years. They're leather. They've been treated with a lot of, but, you know, there's a limit to how long the leather is going to last. You know, they do get wet sometimes. But if you got leather bags like this again, real leather, they don't even, real leather is like $500 or something, you know. Even the plastic fake leather, like $250 or something like that. I didn't feel like spending that kind of money. I don't think the plastic fake leather would last 33 years anyway. So anyway, that's the latest and greatest improvement. So if you order, so when I ordered these, I figured they were going to be, you know, just go right into my old struts, because I didn't really look at the measurements. I just saw fits your bike, 89 Sportster. Okay, so I got standard, you know, side plates on mine, right? Fits your side plates. And I just didn't look at the width, but the side plates I had went on the inside of that strut. These go on the outside. And yeah, I'm not. You don't even notice that little nub sticking out there. I don't know. You know, somebody was like a customizer or a nitpicker. Actually, when you look at this eagle, it's it's a hair off from one side. Just a little bit. The right side of it is a little closer than the left side, and it's like you really can't adjust it because that's when you tighten it down. It's, you know, those bolts go. They're inserted in there. They're inset into that bar, and there's no adjustment. So, you know, if you're like a custom builder, you'd probably like say, "Oh, you got to move that over an 1/8 inch." And I am not doing that kind of stupid junk, you know. But it's just, it is only for looks, but I like it. Even though I was kind of hesitant in getting something that says "Live to Ride," because that's like saying hello. It's like a very, you know, it's a worn out phrase, man. You know, but I like the eagle, so that's cool. Anyway. But anything you do on the bike, it takes you more time to do. It's pretty much standard of fare. Unless you did it 50,000 times already, then you know exactly what you're going to get into. This little thing I got on here, this right here, you can see, it's like it's a tube. That's actually for a flagpole. If I want to run a little flag on the back of that thing, I shove the flag in there. Actually, the pole on the flag is a what do you call that, from the arrows, the stem, you know, the vein, whatever it is, from the bow and arrow, the arrow, it's the fiberglass part, so it won't break, it doesn't bend or break. You just shove it deep into that, right down in there, in that hose. I've been running that with the old sissy bar for years now, and you can put your flag in there. People wondering what that is for, but you know, this is not a show bike, but it's my bike. You know, it's my bike. Okay. I might get it. I've been thinking about trying to get another bike, and either a 91 to 94 Sportster, or one of the Evo bikes, like a Super Glide, an Evo, not a twin cam, an Evo, something like. But it's not a big. You know, I don't know what I'd get, but you know, maybe it would be a freaking Roadmaster or something. What do you call those things? I don't know, like, you know, something like a small, like a stripped down Electroglide type, you know, maybe, I don't know, but just because I think the bike's gotten so complicated today that, you know, this bike, you know, it's got a carburetor on it, right? It's got, you know, the only thing it's got electronic is electronic ignition. It's got like the speedometer cable. The tachometer is actually electronically driven too. They used to have the tachometer driven off the cam. It's still, this thing is way simpler than, you know, the bikes have made now. But when I got it, you see, when I got this, okay, so it's an 89, right? So they came out, I think they came out with they had the 1100 Sportster in, I think, 87, and then in 88 they came out with the 1200. So I got this as an 883. So I got I put the 1200 conversion in it, right the first year I had it. And then so the only thing that was bigger than that was the 1340cc 80 inch, or actually it's 82 inches, you know, the big twin they call it. But that didn't come out to like 85, because you know, this is only 89, right? So in 84 back, all the shovel heads, they were only 1200 cc's. And they had a way lot less power than the 1200 Sportster, plus a lot more weight. So when I did this bike as a 1200 originally, with the Dynajet and stuff, and the Andrews cam, and you know, the open pipes, it was like, you know, a pretty healthy bike. Now it's like nothing, because now you got stuff out there that's like, you know, I mean, when they came out the twin cam, it was 88 inches, you know, 1450 cc's. That was like cool. You know, I know the problem with the twin cams, but then they're just getting bigger and bigger. I mean, they got like 124-inch bikes now, 2,000 cc's. So 1200 looks like nothing. But back when I got this bike, a 1200 was a big bike. I mean, a big engine. And the bike weighs, dry, it's supposed to weigh like 475. I think with all the junk that's on it, and wet, it's a little over 500. So it's not like a lightweight bike. It's a lightweight bike for a Harley, you know, but it's not a lightweight bike. And it's one reason I don't want to get I have had to push this thing a few times. That's one reason I don't want to get a really heavy bike. I don't want to get an 850 pound. You know, I would go to like this, you know, the big twin, the 850 pound ones. I would go to the Super Glide or the Dyna, which the Dyna is extremely popular, but I don't want a Dyna that's a twin cam. I want an Evo. I don't care. There's a cam you can put in that Evo that will work with the stock springs. That'll wake it up and it'll be plenty of power. But we got to save up money for that. I've got enough parts for this thing. I got to still install more parts. Anyway, over and out. But anyway, I love this bike. I don't really, you know, the whole reason I want to get another bike is because they're becoming like the old Harleys are becoming like the classic cars. And it's like, yeah, now they're just, you know, the 80s Harleys and the early 90s Harleys are not that much money, but wait 10 years or so, they're going to be getting like gold plated. And you're going to be wishing you bought them. Like you wish you bought that 68 Chevy or 70 Dodge Cuda way back when, right? That's why I'm going to get one. And, you know, yeah, they're good bikes. They'll last forever.